For many years, Kigali has enjoyed being known for the safety that we enjoy and also being one of the cleanest cities on the continent. I don't know for you, but I think it's time that we added something new without, of course, compromising on our great achievement in security and cleanliness. Today, Kigali stands among international financial centers and earned its seat in this prestigious circle. Allow me to give you some quick facts. In 2021, Kigali joined the Global Financial Centers Index that ranks different IFCs and their competitiveness. At the time, we were number 5 on the continent and 4th in sub-Saharan Africa. It's arguably good rankings. But I don't know for you, but Rwanda, we always try to improve, and if there is room for improvement, we will go on that road. So today, and before I want to quote Abraham Lincoln, who once said that he's a slow walker, but he never walks back. Why I quote this? Because that is exactly what the Kigali International Financial Centre did. We did not walk back, but rather we improved. So today, we are not only ranked number 3 on the continent, but 2nd in sub-Saharan Africa. I think it deserves a round of applause. Thank you. So kudos to all our stakeholders who are part of the ecosystem of KIFC for the trust, the cooperation, and for believing in the vision of transforming Kigali into an international financial center and a preferred destination for international investment. Thank you.
Thank you, Hervé. Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Minister of ICT and Innovation, Honorable Governor, Vice Chair of Board of Rwanda Finance, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, very warm greetings. Welcome to KIFC 2023 Annual Review event. My name is Giselle Dukuze. I'm the Legal and Compliance Officer at Rwanda Finance Limited, honored to be a co-host for this evening event, together with my colleague.
My name is Hervé Frédéric Rugwizangoga, and I'm the Business Development Manager at KIFC. On behalf of my boys and girls at Rwanda Finance Limited, let me pause here. I know some of you may be asking, why is he calling them my boys and girls? So we have our own lingo. And I encourage you, when you go back to your respective companies on Monday, because tomorrow is Friday, think about it. Because creating a lingo brings cohesion in the team and makes the environment fun. So on behalf of, and it doesn't require any budget line, in case you think board should approve, no. So on behalf of my boys and girls at Rwanda Finance Limited, we are very honored to have you tonight, and we will reflect and celebrate KIFC achievement for the year 2023. The purpose of the annual review is to showcase our achievements, the different initiatives that we had, and also the activities undertaken by the center, but also look ahead of what is in store. The theme for tonight is KIFC, a conducive center for capital deployment in Africa.
Thank you, Hervé, my boy Hervé. A lot has been achieved, as he just mentioned, and you will listen and see it throughout the event. We'll have a panel discussion on the journey of KIFC as a center for capital deployment. We also recognize our KIFC club members here present. And at the end, of course, we have a big surprise for you. We have a very big announcement. And stay tuned. So without further ado, allow us to start our program by welcoming the CEO of Rwanda Finance Limited to deliver his opening remarks. Please join me in welcoming on the stage Mr. Nick Balije.
Thank you, my boys and girls. That should be one of the takeaways from this evening. It's really a pleasure to have you here this evening. Honorable Minister of ICT, Honorable Governor of the National Bank of Rwanda, the Vice Chair of the Board of Directors for Rwanda Finance, partners and stakeholders in Rwanda financial sector, distinguished guests, good evening. Good evening. I need that. Welcome and welcome to the Kigali International Financial Centre annual review event. As we reflect on the milestones, the challenges, and the opportunities that have shaped our journey over the past year, I'm reminded of the words of Winston Churchill, and I quote, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is courage to continue that counts." Now, as we gather this evening, let's be reminded of the resilience, the dynamism that defines the financial landscape. Despite, and I believe the governor would concur, of the global uncertainties, our commitment to innovation, sustainability, and inclusiveness has been unwavering. And thanks to strong and visionary leadership in Rwanda, KIFC as an onshore financial center continues to be a beacon of stability and progress in the region while acting as a conduit for capital in Africa. Over the past year, as you will see, we've witnessed remarkable achievements that range from attracting new investments to advancing financial inclusion initiatives, and our collective efforts have propelled us forward on the path to a sustainable development. The partnership that we have with industry leaders, government stakeholders, and regulatory authorities have been instrumental in driving positive change and fostering a conducive environment for business to strive. Ladies and gentlemen, as we celebrate our success, we also must acknowledge that the challenges still lie ahead. The ever-evolving nature of the global economy demands agility, adaptability, and foresight. We must remain vigilant in navigating the geopolitical uncertainties, because they do exist, technological disruptions, and emerging risks to ensure that the continued resilience of our financial sector stays as is. And as we continue this journey, again, I draw on the inspiration of Nelson Mandela, for whom I quote, and he says, it always seems impossible until it's done. I recall when we started on this journey, there are people who would say, Rwanda, an IFC, really? We are here to show you that it's doable, and we are doing it, thanks to you and the partnership that we have with you. I want to call on us that we need to continue to prioritize sustainability and responsible stewardship while recognizing the interconnectedness of actions across the world stage. In closing, Honorable Minister, Governor, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Minister of Finance, who is our guest of honor, for he continues to give us leadership and guidance. I wish to express my gratitude to each of you for your unwavering support and dedication to the cause that we are on. Together, we have achieved remarkable progress, and I'm confident that together we will overcome any obstacles that lie ahead. Let us seize opportunities that are in front of us with courage and conviction, knowing that our collective efforts will shape a brighter future, not only today, but in the days ahead. I thank you for your kind attention and welcome once again.
Thank you, Nick, for your speech. Thank you very much. Let me highlight 3 things from the speech. First one, commitment to excellence. Why am I highlighting this is because the KIFC ecosystem is made up of talented ladies and gentlemen who are working hard for this vision to be achieved. Integrity. We owe to our investors honesty and transparency in the work that we do. Collaboration, because alone we can maybe do some of the work, but together and with a good spirit, it's possible to achieve this vision. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite you to watch a short video on the review of the year 2023. Thank you.
Rwanda's financial sector currently contributes 3% to the country's general economy. By 2050, the country intends to increase the financial sector contribution to GDP. Rwanda's financial sector currently contributes 3% to the country's general economy. Rwanda's financial sector currently contributes 3% to the country's general economy.
Ladies and gentlemen, apologies, we'll come back to this video. We're having a technical issue, but allow us to dive into an interesting session, a panel discussion. This panel will shed light on how KIFC is a conducive center for capital deployment. Now, allow me to now welcome our panelists. I'll start with our moderator, who is my boy Theogene, our communications officer. Please, Theogene. Our first panelist is my girl, Anita Mutesi, who is our capacity building program manager. I go to my girl, Leila Gragasana, who is our fintech lead. I'll call also my girl, Malaika Rousseau, who is the senior strategy and policy analyst at Rwanda Finance Limited. And last but not least, I welcome my girl, Liz Arakaza, who is the business development manager. They are all part of Rwanda Finance Limited, and they are going to talk more about how KIFC is a conducive center for capital deployment. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Theogene Ishimwe. I will be moderating this panel discussion. Welcome to this panel discussion on a topic of great significance. KIFC, a conducive center for capital deployment in Africa. Our panelists today are the staff members, as mentioned. They are the staff members of Rwanda Finance Limited, a company promoting Kigali International Financial Centers. Thank you. Now, let's kick off our discussions, starting by Anita. Anita, how are you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much. Anita, in your role as capacity building manager, you oversee skills development for KIFC. Now, how does skills development contribute to KIFC if we want KIFC to be a conducive center for capital deployment in Africa? The floor is yours.
Thank you, Teogene. Good evening. Sorry, I've been here since. So, thank you for that. I guess what you're really asking me is why is skills development important for an international financial center? If you look at the staircase as we were coming up, there are words that are written there. I don't know if all of you can see the words, but for those who can't see, we have talent on top, fintech, sustainable finance, strategic partnership. Now, the order may not matter, but for me it does. If you look up, the one that's on top is talent. Well, it may mean so many things. It could mean maybe talent has the golden medal. I don't know. But imagine this is a bus. And I would like everyone in the audience, as I speak, think of a bus. And right at the top, who would be at the top of the bus? Would be the driver, right? And the driver, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and for talent to be in the driving seat, that means we need to have professionals that are highly skilled. So let me give you figures to think about this, right? Now, we want Rwanda to be an alternative financial center. That means we're looking at other financial centers around the world. Now, look at Mauritius. Mauritius employs around close to 9,000 professionals within the financial sector. And within those, with those 9,000, 68% of them are certified. Now, let's go very close to us, Nairobi, Kenya. Close to 79,000. And of those, 25% are certified. Now, let's come back home, Rwanda. Close to 39,000. And of those, 1.5% are certified. So, are we in the driving seat? That's the question we need to think about today. If we want to be an alternative financial center or an alternative jurisdiction, we need to really look at our professionals, because everything below talent on the staircase cannot be where it is today without the right skills in place. So for capital deployment, for any investor coming in to be comfortable, to be confident, we need to have the right skills in place. So if we're not talking about skills today, then I don't want to say we're hardly doing anything, because my colleagues are leading on other aspects, but we need to look at skills development. How are we doing with our professionals? If we're talking about 1.5, how do we create that pool of professionals that make investors who are coming in confident that they can choose this as a jurisdiction? And really, with the skills with the right skills in place, it's easy for us to navigate through complex financial markets and manage, give the investors confidence that we have skills in place, we have professionals who can manage complex investments. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Anita, for your insights. Now let's turn our attention to Leila. Leila, happy to have you as the FinTech lead.
Thank you.
Yes. Leila, why is FinTech important for KIFC, and how has the promotion of FinTech played a key role in the capital deployment in Rwanda or Africa? Could you share some key examples?
Thank you, Teogene. Thank you, my boy, Teogene. And good evening, everyone.
Yes.
I would like to share two things in terms of why FinTech is important for the Kigali International Financial Centre. First, I'm pretty sure everyone here knows how, or have experienced how technology has been rapidly disrupting the financial sector, disrupting the traditional ways of banking or different financial products we had, which it's sort of leading to financial inclusion to some extent. Looking back now to pre-COVID and post-COVID, we have seen, especially on the African continent, how mobile payments have surged. On the continent itself, mobile transactions have contributed 68% to the global value in 2022, showing how the shift using technology has gone from the traditional way of banking or even using a normal financial product to now using technology. And this is leading to financial inclusion, but also leading to alternatives financial products to those that are underbanked or unbanked. And that's one thing that we look at as KIFC to be important for us. Second is in terms of investment. We have also seen startups in fintech gaining momentum and attracting investments on the continent, especially in Africa. And that's one way of actually attracting capital deployment in Africa. For those startups that are looking at scaling and at raising funds to scale, why not choose Rwanda as their jurisdiction or a conducive environment to raise those funds? Whether they're looking at scaling in the country or using the country to scale across Africa.
Thank you, my girl, Leila. Thank you for your perspective on fintech. Now, as we continue our discussions, let's hear from our girl, Malaika. Malaika, you are a senior strategy and policy analyst. You are deeply involved in sustainable finance. Why is sustainable finance essential for positioning KIFC as a premier hub for capital deployment in Africa? The floor is yours.
Thank you, my boy, Theogene. Good evening, everyone, once again. So first of all, I think it's important that we look at what's happening at the global level. So as we all know, all economies in the world are affected by climate change, negatively affected by climate change. So climate change is one of the biggest threats that we are facing, and because of that, more and more capital are allocated towards finding solutions to tackle the issue of climate change, or at least solutions that have a sustainability or ESG component. So, for example, if we look at the sustainable debt market globally, green, social, sustainability-linked bond instrument, it's forecasted to grow by $15 trillion by 2025 from $4 trillion in 2020. And according to Bloomberg, by 2025, 1/3 of the projected total assets under management globally will be ESG assets. So basically, capital are going towards climate finance or ESG. So now looking at Rwanda, we have a vision to become a carbon neutral economy and sustainable economy by 2050. And if we want to achieve our NDCs, we have to mobilize $11 billion by 2030. So it's clear for everyone that the public sector cannot mobilize this financing alone. So that's why, as an emerging financial center, we need to quickly position ourselves towards our different jurisdictions. We need to be the gate for sustainable finance, for investors to use KIFC as a platform where they could invest through Rwanda across the continent. So that's why, alongside fintech, we have chosen ESG as one of our niche positioning or differentiation points compared to other jurisdictions. Thank you.
Thank you, Malaika. Thank you indeed for your inputs. Now, let's move to our next panelist, our girl, Liz, who can offer insights into partnerships. Liz, building partnerships has been a key strategy for KIFC. Can you elaborate on the tangible impact of these strategic partnerships?
Thank you, Théogène. Good evening, everyone. I'll use a proverb because I like proverbs, and it's one that everybody in the room knows. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Now, in the context of Rwanda, and specifically in the context of Kigali International Financial Centre, our aim is both speed and distance as well. And we can't do this without building strong strategic partnerships. Our partnerships have focused around investment promotion, mutual recognition, as well as offering real connectivity to other markets, as well as the opportunities in those markets. The types of partnerships that we've built over the last 4 years are quite diverse in form, but I'll touch on some of them. The first one would be, let's classify it as country-to-country sorts of agreements and partnerships. And specifically for the financial center and the financial sector, what's important is DTAs as well as BIPs, sorry. So double taxation avoidance treaties as well as bilateral investment protection agreements and treaties. And these two are really key and the cornerstone when it comes to efficient capital deployment, right? We're looking at, to simplify things, it's a situation, because Kigali is positioning itself as a gateway to other African markets, right? So the investors that are coming and setting up in Kigali are setting up base in Kigali. They have a company that has a Rwandan nationality. They're taking that same company, bringing it to South Africa, that same company bringing it to Senegal, and that same company bringing it to Nigeria. And the question is, has Rwanda built the right linkages to those markets to make sure that an investor can really efficiently do business in other countries from Rwanda? The DTA covers the taxation aspect, of course, which is really, is the investor being efficiently taxed? Is their tax optimized? Because the situations where you find an investor that ends up being taxed, not just double, like triple or 4 times. So how do we make sure that Rwanda positions itself and offers those linkages to those other markets? And then, of course, as an investor that has chosen company that has a Rwandan nationality and is now in South Africa, what measures has Rwanda put in place to protect their investment in South Africa? So those are the 2 key instruments for us when it comes to country-to-country agreements. As you saw in the the video didn't play, but let me tell you, last year we signed those sorts of agreements with France, with South Korea, with Czech Republic, and we concluded those same negotiations with 4 countries. Majority of those 4 countries that we've concluded with are African countries, and that's really key for us because, again, we want to be the gateway to Africa. And the strategy is quite simple. It's just making sure that we create the linkages from where is the capital coming from, so the countries that bring in the most DFI onto the continent, and then where is the capital going, where do we deploy the capital. So that's one sort of partnership that we've built over the last year. The other sort of partnership is with different international financial centers, other international financial centers. We are part of the World Alliance of International Financial Centers, which is really a congregation of IFCs around the world. But we also negotiate specific one-on-one agreements and partnerships with different IFCs. Last year, we signed with Qatar Financial Centre, we signed with Astana, IFC, and we also signed with Luxembourg as well. And these sorts of partnerships with IFCs are usually revolving, or they're there to give more global presence to KIFC so that the investors that are based in Rwanda can leverage on them. They're also really, maybe I'll give some examples as well. For example, the Qatar one is around fintech promotion because it's a key area for them as well. And we're now in the midst of exploring how do we set up a situation where Qatari investors that are looking to tap into the continent use Rwanda as their base. We're even thinking of passporting, but that's still in the process. With Luxembourg, for example, our focus is on sustainable finance, right? My colleague Malaika has mentioned that every investor, close to every investor, are now aware and have ESG considerations. And in Europe, the first IFC when it comes to sustainable finance is Luxembourg. So how do we work with Luxembourg to make sure that Rwanda becomes the go-to hub for anybody that's thinking of sustainable finance? So those are the types of frameworks that we're putting in place. Last sort of partnership that we've developed over the last year as well, and we continue to develop, is around partnerships with investor networks worldwide, with business chambers in various countries, as well as some of the biggest institutional investors that bring on the most DFI onto the country. And I think you'll see that what we're doing is working because we are now ranked third IFC on the continent, which is no small feat because KIFC is 4 years old. And all of these partnerships, all of these initiatives really lead to the investments that we attract to Rwanda. In the last year, we've been able to attract 42 new entities that have chosen Rwanda as their home. And these 42 new entities are bringing with them over 560 million USD, so that's close to 700 billion Rwandan francs, committed investments in the next 5 years. So thank you, Théogène.
My galleries, thank you for sharing your expertise on this topic. Thank you. Dear panelists, thank you for your thoughts and inputs. Your thoughts and insights regarding skills development, fintech, sustainable finance, and strategic partnerships have shed light on the critical elements necessary for positioning KIFC as a premier or preferred hub for capital deployment in Africa. Now, I would like to invite each of you to highlight some notable achievements you are proud of. Please feel free to take the floor and share with us.
Thank you, Théogène.
Yes.
I was thinking about it. Sorry. So in 2022, we launched the Rwanda Sustainable Finance Roadmap. So basically, it's a plan on how I would like to position Kigali as a hub for sustainable investment. And also to send a strong signal to international investors that we are really embedding sustainable finance in our DNA as a jurisdiction. So since the launch, we've been working on the implementation of the different activity under the roadmap. So should it be in terms of resource mobilization, regulation, and human capital development. So one of our flagship projects, which I believe you have heard about, is the Rwanda Green Taxonomy. So what is a taxonomy and why we need it? It's basically because we want to bring clarity and common understanding on what is a green project in Rwanda. Across key priority sector of the economy, of course. So basically agriculture, transport, construction, ICT, waste, and manufacturing. So, but of course, we are cognizant that just having a taxonomy is not an end on its own. So basically, a lot of work will go towards implementation. So we are looking towards capacity building for stakeholders to understand what is a taxonomy, the different criteria, the creation of incentives as well to ensure uptake on the market, the relevance of the taxonomy in boosting capital market issuance of green bonds here in Rwanda, as well as the creation of financial products for the banking sector, insurance sector, which are aligned to the taxonomy. But we are aware that we are not walking this journey alone. So we believe that with the support of the stakeholders, we'll be able to develop those initiatives in order that we see this positive impact that will materialize. Thank you.
I'll follow sustainable finance. So notable achievements in fintech, I'll mention two. One, I believe most of the guests here, we were together last year in 2023 in June when we all attended the inaugural Inclusive Fintech Forum. That was one result of a strategic partnership we have with the Monetary Authority of Singapore, which led to organize and launch a global fintech forum on the continent and in Rwanda. And that forum attracted two heads of state, the president of Rwanda and the president of Zambia, coming together and championing fintech. We also heard the president of Zambia specifically championing for passporting, which is one of the ongoing initiatives we have already among the strategic partnership. And of course, we also saw about 2,000 delegates attending, key leaders in the sector, having a dialogue on how we can rapidly adopt fintech on the continent. And I see it as an achievement because it was a huge success, and excited for what's to come next. And coming to the second notable achievement, of course, as a result to that forum, is seeing the establishments of fintech, different fintechs now coming to Rwanda. Only last year, in 2023, we've seen 12 fintechs, noting one unicorn, Cheaper Cash. I've seen them in the room, launching officially during the forum, and establishing in Rwanda and licensed. Yeah, two notable achievements.
Okay, thank you, Théogène, once again. For me, my achievements, there's many achievements, but I'll just highlight one, and I'll highlight it because of the impact that it has and that it will have, right? Because, like I said, we brought in 42 entities with close to 700 billion Rwandan francs commitments over the next 5 years. All of these, basically every investor that chooses to use KIFC is channeling more investments through the Rwandan banking sector, and that in itself is an achievement for Rwanda. But also more capital is being efficiently deployed on the continent. But it's not just about the numbers, it's the impact. And probably one of the most impactful investor or facility that we've been able to attract is the AFCFTA facility, which is really the AFCFTA fund. It will be there to boost intra-Africa trade, benefiting governments, benefiting public institutions, as well as private sector, right? It's a key for us, for the continent to reach AFCFTA, which really just means larger markets, fewer barriers, and greater economies of scale. We need a key, that facility is needed to kind of help the transition and facilitate the transition to like liberalization and economic integration of African markets. So in and out of itself, that facility is going to be a transformative force on the continent. And they've looked at all countries on the continent, and they've decided on Rwanda and KIFC.
Thank you. Talent coming last doesn't mean I've moved to the boot. I'm still in the driving seat. So the biggest achievement for this on talent is we have established the Financial Sector Skills Council. And the council, we've established it to really have a more coordinated approach for capacity development within the financial sector. Before, a lot is happening when it comes to trainings, for capacity building, when it comes to resource mobilization for trainings, but now we want it to be more coordinated for us to be able to do resource mobilization as one, not siloed. So with the Financial Sector Skills Council, this is going to be more streamlined. And it's been established. We have a secretariat within Rwanda Finance that has been registered under RDB as a private company. And set up also a board of directors for the council, so it's something that's moving and we're very proud of. Another thing I would mention just three, is we've had strategic partnerships with training institutions. I'm sure some people in the audience have been part of trainings that have been offered by INSEAD, a global business school. We've had 2 trainings so far, and I think, I believe we've had close to 43 professionals train with them, and we've also had professionals graduate with the Luxembourg School of Business, which is, it's a big, this year we had, I think the last year we had 6, but we have about 30 in the pipeline. Hopefully this year we'll have close to 40, so that's one achievement I can really say. And with collaboration with Minecofin, the Ministry of Labor and RDB, we have revised the ODL, which is the occupational demand list, that as the investors come, it's easier for them to get a work permit without a lot of struggle. So yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, my girls. Thank you. So another big round of applause to our panelists. Dear panelists, dear audience, this is the end of our panel discussions. The discussions were centered around the theme, KIFC, a conducive center for capital deployment in Africa. The panelists offered interesting insights into key pillars such as skills development, fintech, sustainable finance, and strategic partnerships. Thank you for your kind attention. Next up is the session of questions and answers. The audience will engage directly with our panelists. The MC will be facilitating this important session. Thank you.
Let's give it up one more time to our girls and boys of Rwanda Finance for a great panel discussions. Now it's time for Q&A, and I would like to see whether there are questions from the audience. Yes.
Thank you very much. I'd like to first commend the KIFC team for the achievements that they made in 2023. My question is for Anita, and it's on professional courses. I'd like to know what initiatives or what partnerships KIFC has with institutions of higher learning to draw appeal or to drive appeal and uptake of these professional courses by university students while they are still undergoing their studies, such that when they complete their university degrees, they are completing with a degree as well as a professional course and going into the market equipped with the qualifications that are necessary and relevant for the sector.
Anita?
Oh, I take it.
Yes.
Thank you. That's a very good question, because I talked about the 1.5, so which means we really need to create that pool of professionals who are certified in the financial sector. The initiative that has started is through the Ministry of Finance with the World Bank funding. We have funding that's targeted to have, at least in the next 5 years, have 175 CFAs in the country. As we speak today, we have probably 6 in the whole country. So how do we create that pool? And we know, I may be short if I say this, but let me say it. We have, the 6 have been studying for the longest time. The 4 at least who have, I believe it's because when you study, when you're a little bit older and you have more more to do, more responsibility, it kind of gets hard to, that's why we have a very low pass rate. So we have decided, why don't we take it to, to the universities where the minds are still fresh, So with the sponsorship from the World Bank through Minecofin, actually tomorrow we'll be going to University of Rwanda to now create awareness of this opportunity. We have a training provider in Rwanda with local who will be providing CFA training. So that's how we're now, for the beginning, we're starting with CFA. So we have funding for close to 50 students who can take on a professional course, mainly CFA, and then other courses will come as we progress. But for now, we're starting with the CFA.
Thank you, Anita. Are there other questions? Okay, yes, please.
Good evening. Congratulations on this very important event. My name is Abi Agina, a businessman and also a content creator. My question goes to the lead for strategy. In terms of the roadmap, in terms of your strategic plan, how are things lined up, especially when you look at the ESG financing? How is Kigali Financial Centre working around this? Because this is likely to be the next big thing within sub-Saharan Africa.
Thank you very much for the question. So basically, the roadmap is structured around three main pillars. So one, you have resource mobilization, development of additional issuance on the capital market. How can we boost our capital market to have more green bonds, sustainability-linked bonds and the like, as well as another pillar, which is regulation and human capital. All of them are tied together. And one of the projects that I mentioned was the taxonomy, but as well as other stakeholders have been working on very key initiatives to implement the roadmap. So, for example, the Central Bank of Rwanda have issued ESG regulation. You have as well the capital market, who is also working on regulation to boost additional issuance, even though we had the sustainability-linked bond, but they are hoping to have more and more issuance like that, as well as in KIFC, what we are doing is to incentivize funds which are ESG related to domicile in Rwanda, as well helping in terms of resource mobilization. And human capital, with Anita, we are working on developing a professional course for sustainable finance, which is tailor-made for Rwanda and for the continent in itself. So we are really trying to work all those three pillars hand in hand and in parallel, not leaving one aside. So that's how I would say we are working on this journey together, and that's why we are lucky to have very stakeholders like you who are helping us on this by doing different kind of initiatives. For example, you have also Ireme Invest and the like. Thank you.
Thank you, Malaika. Before we proceed, let's take a moment and recognize the presence of our guest of honor. Please welcome Minister of Finance and Economic Planning. Thank you so much. You can take just two last questions, then we close our panel discussions.
Hello. My name is Ernest Kanamura. I represent the FinTech Association as well as Nokanda. My question is to the FinTech lead. First of all, thank you for the great achievements, especially the Inclusive FinTech Forum that was hosted here in Rwanda. It really brought a breadth of key players in the global FinTech industry. So I would like to ask a question that continues from your chairman, Mr. Thiam, and one of his strong emphasis is how do you build local champions in the ecosystem while at the same time having a balance of international players entering the market, but as well as building local champions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ernest, for the question. So I would make a call out on three things. One being the tax agreements that my girl Liz had mentioned. Second being regulation and tax incentives. And I would like to sort of unpack those three things that I think we use to, build the ecosystem for local fintechs. I would like to start off with regulation, first of all. As KIFC, we work with different stakeholders, and in this case, that would be the regulators of fintech. This is the central bank and the Capital Markets Authority. And one of the things that we work on with them is to ensure that basically the ecosystem is smooth, and this case would be, for instance, licensing, for example. Ensuring that there is a collaborative effort in terms of the licensing process, whether it's from an international investor, but also a local investor. Currently, we have 2 investors that we're working with very closely that are seeking licenses, and one of the things that we do is sort of guide them through the process and work together with the regulator. The second thing I would say in terms of the tax incentives, I would like to make a call out that there is no ring fencing between international investor and the local investor, in this case, those fintechs. Why? Because those facilitations that we work to have for the investors, they are the same for also fintechs in Rwanda. So a fintech today that is licensed will enjoy the same tax incentives that another fintech that's coming from an international perspective that's setting up in Rwanda. So those are the same. Now coming to my last point, and that's mainly in terms of investment promotion. And as KIFC, what we're trying to do in attracting investments. What we're doing for fintechs is to build that ecosystem for availability of investments. I can give you an example of 2 investment funds that have set up here and that actually invest in fintech. And that's one of the things that we bring in within the ecosystem for fintechs, startups, or those fintechs that are looking at scaling that can enjoy. One would be, for example, the likes of Catapult Africa. We did not see the video, but one of the partnerships we signed during the forum last year was with the business angel ABAN. And ABAN is one of the biggest angel networks on the continent that invests in early stage fintechs. And this is one of the advantages of having them and our partnership with KIFC, where we see local fintechs that could benefit from. We also have the likes of Virunga Funds that have also set up in Rwanda, or Admires, that more or less invest in more matured startups. But as KIFC, what we're trying to do is build those ecosystems, attract investors and investment funds, not just them coming to Rwanda, but also even the local investors, in this case fintechs that are raising, and the fintech like you, Ernest, raising funds that could also enjoy and tap into those alternative financing as well. Thank you.
And maybe if I may add, one last bit that we also do, especially the business development team, is to promote local startups. So when we do business trips, which is on a regular basis, if you go to our website, you'll see where we're going and when. We try to bring with us the private sector, private ventures, so that if you're trying to tap into any of the markets that we're going to, whether it's Ivory Coast or Nigeria or, I don't know, Kenya, we take you with us. We open doors for you and make sure that, if there's opportunities, we're at least allowing you to get access to those opportunities. So we facilitate in that way as well.
Thank you, my girls. Just one last question.
Good evening, all. Thank you for the presentation. My point will be, the question will be to Liz. My name is Lydie. I'm the managing director of ML Corporate Services, a trust company service provider. We have taken note about what KIFC is doing to bring more investors in our ecosystem. But I would like to have as well the insight about what you're expecting from us as members. Because we've seen, even when we discuss with other potential investors, we intend to wait from what you are doing or what you are bringing. And I remember that you quote the thing that we need to move all together, but it should be interesting also to understand what are your expectations from us as members.
Thank you, Lydie, for the good question. Like I said, like you recalled, it's really key for Rwanda Finance / KIFC to build with the people that are in the room today, with the regulators and authorities as well as the private members. And I think we've already started doing that more and more, especially when we go out to promote the financial center to international investors. What I would like is to see more of the private sector of Rwanda joining us. Because to speak very frankly, if I speak, they say, you're paid by the government of Rwanda, you'll say nice things. But if they hear the same thing from a private sector member, it gives my message more credibility. And we've actually, on some of the business trips that we've gone with, we've had some of our private sector members actually establish ventures or partner up with ventures in those countries. So it's a mutual beneficial sort of collaboration, and we're looking to do more of that. Thank you, Lydie.
Thank you so much, and a round of applause to our girls and boys from Rwanda Finance as they go back to your seats. Thank you so much, panelists. I believe that they've been mentioning a video, but it's coming soon, that shows really how KIFC is in this journey of being a conducive center for capital deployment. So now we'll call our boys in the technical team to play the video that will show, a short video will show what has been achieved and where really KIFC, where it stands today. Thank you.
Rwanda's financial sector currently contributes 3% to the country's general economy. By 2050, the country intends to increase the financial sector contribution to GDP to 11.8%. The Kigali International Financial Centre plays a key role in realizing Rwanda's Vision 2050 and the country's aspiration to become a high-income economy through its important mission and efforts to create a conducive center for capital deployment in Africa. The Kigali International Financial Centre's KIFC 2023 annual report highlights the center's progress, accomplishments, and insights into the strategic direction for the future. The Global Financial Centers Index GFCI 34 saw KIFC ranked as the third best international financial center IFC in Africa and second in sub-Saharan Africa, which demonstrates that KIFC is emerging as one of the financial centers, gaining significance and momentum on the global finance stage. Building on an innovation-friendly regulatory environment, KIFC has identified fintech as a key niche area for attracting investments so as to transform the investment landscape in Africa and beyond. As part of our fintech positioning, we hosted the Inclusive Fintech Forum in June 2023, a strategic collaboration with the Monetary Authority of Singapore, attracting close to 2,000 delegates in Kigali. Our audience was composed of leaders, investors, fintechs, policymakers, and youth. This forum showcased Rwanda's dedication to becoming a hub for innovation and progress. With Rwanda emerging as a hub for green and sustainable finance, together with key ecosystem partners, the government of Rwanda is developing a national green taxonomy, only the second taxonomy in Africa. This policy instrument supports the country in achieving its nationally determined contributions (NDC) and guides in attracting funds from climate-conscious investors. KIFC has embarked on a transformative journey of building a robust pipeline of skilled professionals. We established the Financial Sector Skills Council, which aims to streamline and coordinate various initiatives that enhance the skills of professionals within the financial sector. KIFC forged strategic partnerships with renowned schools of business, including the Luxembourg School of Business, INSEAD conducted its second training program in Kigali on financial statement analysis and valuation, and the strengthening of the Chartered Financial Analysts CFA program in Rwanda, which raised the number of CFA charter holders within our financial services ecosystem. At KIFC, we have been forging strategic partnerships and attracting investments to position the country as a key player in the global financial landscape. KIFC signed an MOU with the Astana International Financial Centre, AIFC, the African Business Angels Network, ABAN, and renewed its partnership with Qatar Financial Centre, QFC. Rwanda signed a double taxation avoidance agreement, DTAA, with South Korea, the Czech Republic, and France, while additional negotiations were concluded with several countries. Throughout 2023, a total of 42 new entities were incorporated, including the domiciliation of the AFCFTA Adjustment Fund, and the Africa Business Angels Network, ABAN, incorporated its first special purpose vehicle, SPV, through KIFC. KIFC organized several international roadshows, events, and media engagements to create awareness and promote its value proposition in key markets. A highlight of some of the key roadshows and events include COP28 in the UAE, Super Return Africa in South Africa, Norscan Africa Week in Kigali, the Singapore FinTech Festival in Singapore, AFSIC in London, and the Building Bridges Conference in Geneva. Today, the KIFC Club, which is an exclusive Pan-African community created to forge meaningful relationships with industry peers, is thriving with almost 50 members. Over the last few years, KIFC's early success has been primarily due to the strong collaboration of partners and key stakeholders in Rwanda and beyond. Partners who have believed in KIFC's vision and walked the journey with us to transform Rwanda into a preferred hub for financial services in Africa.
Thank you very much for your attention. Give it up one more time for the AV team. You know, sometimes we trust technology and it fails us at the moment when we expected the least. But you have seen the journey of KIFC up to today. You have heard from our boys and girls from the panel. And that was a lot to digest. And honestly, the first time I heard the word taxonomy, I thought we were going to learn about taxes. Can you honestly look at your neighbor and tell him or her that you knew what taxonomy meant the first time you heard it? So, as we digest everything that we have heard tonight, it's time for some entertainment. She's from Bulawayo. Who in this room knows where Bulawayo is located? Just shout it. Good, you know your geography. Come and see me after the event. So she's from Bulawayo. She's a visionary artist, a storyteller, and she uses her music and poetry to express herself and impact the world. She explores various themes, and we'll see it through her performances. I've personally had a chance to see her in Kigali in various different stages, and trust me, she will blow your mind. She's also pursuing a bachelor degree in international business and trade at the African Leadership University here in Kigali. So when we talk about connectivity as a center, we also promote connectivity. And I'm sure very soon, if there's anybody from Rwanda in this room, we should connect Kigali to Bulawayo. We are already going to Harare, but maybe this is another destination, to make sure that we connect each and every city on the continent. So give it up for Dela Dube and her team.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we feeling tonight? Good. There we go. That's the energy. It is an absolute honor for me to be in your presence today, witnessing history in the making, and I get to be a part of this. I want to share this moment with everyone in this room. I give my heart out to the things that I truly believe in, and one of those things is the development of our continent, the development of the young people that are blossoming each and every day. So please join me on this musical and poetic journey. Time is a precious jewel, and with each fleeting moment whisked beyond our grasp, the only thing we can hold on to is the joy of our youth, the childlike curiosity that bursts with vibrant hues as our lips utter the thrill of an unwritten future. And as the seasons change, a single question lingers. Will we ever become attuned to the madness of life? When we are tossed, turned, meandered, our capabilities put to the test as the whole world watches, surely we can attest that with each swing of a pendulum, a new lesson is born, wrapped and swaddled in the randomness of the universe, as she is known for her mischievous wit and flair for the spontaneous things. What is life, if not the existential intersection of beauty and chaos? A myriad of faces, fragrant personalities, and engineered thoughts. I engineer thoughts. I am the frantic upsurge of metallic energy. I charge my kinetics in pure symmetry, and that's a definitive decision. I'll be remembered through poetry, prose, and verse for my ice-cold precision, outlandish mentality, and celestial body, for I was born to lead, to be the change that my ancestors prayed for, to create with these hands spawns and inventions that will lift my peers from deep depression, to speak through these lips ideas that will cause a shift in perspectives. I was born to lead, the ballistic, bombastic, the bold, and the beautiful. I was born to lead, and so were you. Thank you. The first song we're gonna sing tonight is entitled Shambhala Hymns, which is really just a calling from the generations before us. It's up to you to answer. Vibrations through the walls of our sacred shrines. I know that it's a calling. Shambhala, Shambhala, we got crystals in the sand, footprints, land, roots, humus, water. Crystals in the sand, footprints, land, roots, humus, water. Grains and stars, dusty clouds, purple auras and kinky sounds. Sonic matter. Crystals in the sand, footprints, land, roots, humus, water. Crystals in the sand, footprints, land, roots, humus, water. Grains and stars, dusty clouds, and sonic matter. Shambhala hymns are roaring, vibrations through the walls of our sacred. I know that it's a calling to do what they done, no, it's a done deal. Charging only forward, charging only forward, charging only forward. Oh, Shambhala is a roaring, vibrations through the walls of our sacred. I know that it's a calling to do what they done, no, it's a done deal. Charging only forward, charging only forward. Footprints, land, roots, humus, water. Crystals in the sand, footprints, land, roots, an open source, born in a different era, artificially preserved this knowledge that I carry, my methods and my ways, encoded in my song, sounds and rhythms. All you have to do is listen. 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 Well, Shambhalans are roaring, vibrations through the walls of our sacred. I know that it's a call to do what they done. No, it's a done deal. Charging only for what? Charging only for what? Charging only for what? Shambhala, 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 shambhala. Oh, can you hear the sound of our lineage calling you to take up space? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Always heed to the calling. Now, I want us to go through this performance together, right? And for the next song, I'm going to ask you guys to put your hands together like this. Can you do this for me? Yeah, come on, let's find a rhythm. Hey, okay, let's get it. This next song is called Dollars and Dreams. There we go, we're finding our rhythm. Hey, hey, hey. If you had between $1 and a dream, what would you choose? Are you sleeping on the numbers or hustling on the corners? Are you willing to lose? If you had the power right in front of you, what would you do? Are you covering the truth for diamond nails and pointed shoes? Have you got nothing to prove? If the dark was caving in and your brother was calling out, chaos raining from all around, would you lift a finger, please? Oh, darling, I'm sorry. I can't think for you. I can't live for you. I can't dream for you. Promise to hold your hand while you see it through. You've got to learn to make your own decisions. Your intuition is all on you. Go out into the world, see how men are living. Read some texts of old, gain some ancient wisdom. The future is make-believe, the reality. How far are you willing to dream? How far are you willing to dream? If the dark was caving in and your brother was calling out, chaos raining from all around, would you lift a finger, please? Oh, darling, I'm sorry. I can't live for you. I can't dream for you. I can't think for you. The future is make-believe, turn reality. How far are you willing to dream? Ah, da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Hey, hey. dark was caving in, and your brother was calling out. If the dark was caving in, and your brother was calling out, chaos raining from all around, would you lift a finger, please? Thank you. And a huge round of applause, please, for my band, my beautiful band. We've got Adrian on the drums. And on the strings. Come on now. And on the ivory keys, we have James. Ladies and gentlemen, do I have beautiful, bold, bombastic, strong women in the house tonight? Yes! We are a manifestation of the good God's divinity. Because we are beautiful, we give birth to generations on generations, and this next poem is dedicated to you. 1 time, 2 time, 3 times. 1 time, 2 time, 1 time for the soul queen that walks around with crystals, waist beads, walks around with her head held high. This is your movie. 1 time for the soul sister, let me help you grow, sister. Trampoline me to the skies where the clouds are as thick as her fro, sister. Grab a hold of my thick locks like Jill on a beanstalk, baby scale to the pinnacle, and we'll watch as showers of resilience fall gracefully after the thunderous rumble of fierce women in unison that moisturize the cracked earth, giving sweet birth to ravenous children of indigo. Quaking the earth into inversion, blazing our hidden jewels over the surface of the deep, and this is how golden empires were raised. Through the masonry of unified women, the camaraderie of kindred spirits, ready to absorb the fire from the sun and set galaxies ablaze. We are leaving our stain on the abstract text of never-ending time. We are drunk in soul and pressed from the vine that flows through the vein of my valor. When I burn, my sisters bleed and blister, but in their courts of joy we dance with vigor, shameless as David, stripping the weight of shame and everything we know. So soul sister, let your imagination grow, sister. These mental chains try to yank us asunder, but what you should know is what rests in unity is infinite, undying power. That one was for the queens. We have come to our final song for the evening, but in the spirit of Womandla, which is woman and Amandla. In Bulawayo we speak Ndebele, Womandla. Amandla means power, so powerful women. And of course, we have gentlemen in the room. We see you, we appreciate you, we love you, as long as you love us. As long as you keep taking care of us. This last song is entitled Rise. Can I come down and get personal? She's burning up inside, but no one seems to give it down. Her mind's been catalyzed as the engine roars, her eyes turn red. They try to ostracize her, all the still put fear inside her. Her heart of gold was meant to rain. Oh, her heart of gold won't melt away. Hey, so let her rise up, rise up. There's nothing on the ground but a rocky road. She'll bring her Jesus. Believe that she's not the kind of girl to do it on her own. Grew up in the ghetto, some crazy battles only made her stronger, had to pass for the middle. So let her rise up, rise up. Oh, let her rise up, rise up. Oh. Beautiful faces now. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let her rise up, let her rise up. Hey, are we together? Are we together? Are we together? Hey, yeah. From the front to the back. Hey, from the front to the back. Hey, yeah. Check me out, yo. Don't wanna be ordinary, don't want no regrets. Don't know what's in store for me, still won't settle for less. Finna get high like the Jets, jump into space like cadets. See them rolling the dice, are they still waiting on chance? I stayed on my dragons, left them behind. Moving on to queen status, got the key to my grind. I got the rhythm and the poetry, leading the time. So if you're feeling for some nourishment, try to ostracize her, hold her still, put fear inside her. But her heart of gold, her heart of gold, her heart of gold won't melt away. Hey, so let her rise up, rise up. There's nothing on the ground. She'll bring her cheese up. Believe that she's not the kind of girl. Grew up in the ghetto, some crazy battles only made her stronger, had to pass for the middle. So let her rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. Let her rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. Let her rise up, rise up, rise. Let her rise up, rise up, rise. Let her rise. Let her rise up. The sky is only the beginning. Let her rise up. Let her rise up. Let her rise. Let her rise. Rise, rise, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, oh. If you love her, oh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It was my absolute pleasure to share this moment with you. The next time you're in a space of contemplation, remember that the future is make-believe turned to reality. Always dream as far as you can. And now with the final word, there's something exciting that we have planned and prepared. I would love for you to shift your attention from me to these huge screens as we move on to an exciting announcement. For the rest of the evening, good night.
Well. As promised, it's IFF 2024. Yes. I hope you guys are excited as I am. It's IFF 2024, and I'm sure, like I've seen every one of you who are together, we made 2023 memorable one, and I believe you're also excited for this IFF 2024. With your help, collaboration, excellent support that you provided last year, now book your calendars, mark dates. It's from 26th to 28th August 2024, IFF 2024. Thank you. The next item on the agenda, we are going to recognize our esteemed KIFC club members, and I would like to welcome our CEO, Nick Valije, to lead us in this. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, it's a pleasure to have you this evening as our chief guest. 2 years ago, we started the journey of creating a fraternity. We felt it was very, very important that as we attract investors within Kigali International Financial Centre, we create a platform that enables these investors to meet, dialogue, get on the table, to be involved in policy making, to be involved and informed of policy decisions that are being made, to join us on the journey as we develop Kigali International Financial Centre, to join us as we promote Kigali International Financial Centre, both in Rwanda and outside Rwanda. That's the philosophy behind creating Kigali International Financial Centre's Members Club. This evening, we want to recognize members who joined last year, and there are several. To the guest of honor, I will invite you to come on stage because you're going to help us recognize as we give awards to these members who joined in 2023. Thank you. Please help me to welcome the Honorable Minister. I would like to start by calling on Mobile Money Rwanda, represented by Chantal Kagame. Please join us on stage. We thank you for your collaboration. We thank you for partnering with us and joining our club. Minister, this is a token of appreciation and recognition of Mobile Money Rwanda. Thank you. Is the photography guys around? Did you take a good picture? Thank you. Want to call on Salva Grima, Africa Distribution. Honorable Minister, this is one of the global trading companies that have set up under Kigali International Financial Centre. Thank you. I don't want to overshadow the picture moment. Thank you. I want to call on Agachiro Development Fund, represented by Tessie. A couple of things that we are going to notice, Honorable Minister, is this club is not only for foreign investors, it's also for local investors, and that's what we mean when we say Kigali International Financial Centre does not ring fence. It's a center that integrates local and foreign. Honorable Minister, we have Ditos International. They are not present, but they are one of the members who joined this year, so their award will be kept for them. I want to call on Ilembo, represented by Israel. Equity Bank Rwanda. We've been in partnership with Equity for a couple of years. Huntington, please come on stage. SG Holding is one of the companies that have joined us under Kigali International Financial Centre, and my members, Paul. Honorable Minister, I want to present you Flutterwave. Flutterwave is one of the fintechs that have set up under Kigali International Financial Centre and considered one of the unicorns in Africa. I thank you, Honorable Minister. Maybe I'll ask you to take a seat, and then I'll invite the Honorable Governor of the National Bank of Rwanda. So most of them are going to be those that you regulate. There is no conflict of interest here. I&M Bank, Rwanda. Manzi Finance, Honorable Governor, this is a non-deposit-taking institution that was set up by Manzi. I don't know if it's around. If not, we'll keep the award. Then I will invite Gahijiro Capital. Thank you. Thank you for your partnership. Trust Law Chambers. Building a financial center requires not only, people think it's banking, it's insurance, but that's not the case. Financial centers do require support services, so lawyers do play very critical roles. So Trust Law Chambers. And on that note, I also invite BDO East Africa, that I need to tax audit advisory. Earlier, Anita was talking about talent. May I invite RightSit? Not present. Abayo and Company Associates. Van Trust Services, Van Partners Trust Services. Thank you. Thank you. Governor, I'll ask you to take your seat. Thank you for. It would be remiss of me if I didn't invite my vice board chair to come on stage to help me give the awards to the other club members. May I call upon Ben Mike Kochiza, representing Burera Holdings. I hope Lina is now around. May I call on Lina, representing NCBA Rwanda. Thank you, Lina. Thank you. Jari Group, represented by Felix. Thank you. Centrica Limited, represented by Wamahoro. Not present. ICDL Africa, represented by Silva. Not present. DNL Partners. Not present. Vice Chair, I thank you for making time. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, as mentioned, this club is very important. Most of them, as Liz, the panel discussion that happened earlier, we feel it's always very important that as we continue to engage, as we continue to attract, we have built an ecosystem, and this ecosystem has a seat at the table. As the saying goes, if you're not on the table, you're probably somewhere else. So if you are in this room, you're not here by accident. You've been chosen, you've been invited for us to showcase what we've been able to do. As mentioned, it's a journey that is still ongoing. I invite you, I call on you, if you're not yet a member of Kigali International Financial Centre Club, you need to join. You're missing out. Thank you very much. Thank you. There is this call. Each time I receive it, I make sure I have numbers right. I'll get asked the question, Nick, how many investors? Are they fully operational? Nick, what are the assets under management? There is none other than the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning who always asks me those questions. Minister, that's why it's very important for us to hold this session to continue to showcase what we are doing. So ladies and gentlemen, it's my distinct honor to invite the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning to give his keynote remarks. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister.
It's a bit dark here. Honorable Governor of the National Bank of Rwanda, the Vice Chairman of the Board of Rwanda Finance Limited, the CEO of Rwanda Finance Limited, our host, dear partners and stakeholders in the financial sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me start by thanking all of you for joining us for this 2023 annual review of Kigali International Financial Centre. It was truly inspiring to witness the rich and engaging presentations and discussions made earlier this evening on KIFC's activities in 2023. And I would like to extend my appreciation to the Board of Directors, the management, the staff of Rwanda Finance Limited for the commendable achievements and progress made last year. This is a practical demonstration of your unwavering dedication to the advancement of Rwanda's financial sector, and I'm pleased to join you this evening to celebrate these milestones. I wish to recognize all of our esteemed stakeholders in the ecosystem and everyone involved in steering Rwanda's financial sector for their continued and significant contributions to the realization of our Vision 2050. Your collaborative efforts and the dedication to prepare Rwanda's financial services sector toward greater heights are evident. Rwanda has identified the financial services sector as a priority, recognizing its pivotal role in accelerating the country's economic transformation agenda. The creation of the Kigali International Financial Centre has been instrumental in catalyzing and enhancing increased investments and diversified sources of capital in the financial sector. In the face of continued global economic uncertainties, Rwanda's economy continued to make steady progress, growing by 9.2% in the first quarter of 2023 and 7.6% as an average for the first 3 quarters of the year, following 8.2% growth in 2022. The financial services sector remains pivotal in our nation's economic development, contributing significantly to its overall growth and prosperity. Notable advancements have been observed, particularly in the ease of foreign private capital inflows. These achievements in the financial sector align with the targets set by the Rwanda's Vision 2050, where the financial sector aims to contribute 5.2% to GDP in 2035 and increase it to 11.8% by 2050. The strides made in advancing the competitiveness of our financial sector and attracting investments represent significant steps toward realizing these ambitious goals. As I bring my remarks to a close, I would like to extend my gratitude to the wider financial sector ecosystem, the KIFC club members, friends and partners, and all the stakeholders present who have contributed to the success of the Kigali International Financial Centre. On behalf of the government of Rwanda, I want to reiterate that we remain committed to supporting KIFC and its mandate, and we will collaborate effectively to further advance the competitiveness of our financial sector and realize the full potential of Rwanda's Vision 2050. I want once again to thank all of you who have joined our KIFC, and I hope you are our good ambassadors in attracting more investors to our country. I want also to congratulate once again the Kigali Financial Centre and Rwanda Finance Limited for these good results achieved since last year when we met in this place. And I continue to count on our collaboration to advance the agenda of the development of our financial sector. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, for your address. As we come to a conclusion of this evening, I would like to thank my boys and girls at Rwanda Finance Limited for making this evening a success. So please give a round of applause for the organizing committee. I would also like to acknowledge the AV team at the back, Kigali Convention Centre for allowing to use the facility. But last but not least, each and every one of you here tonight. You could have been anywhere in this city or in the world, but you have graced us with your presence. And on behalf of my boys and girls, I thank you. So, before we indulge in some refreshments and some snacks, allow me to call on the stage Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, our guest of honor, Honorable Governor, our board members, and our CEO for a group picture. We have prepared for you some snacks and drinks, so please wait a little bit more, and we will all go and enjoy some time together, time to network, time to reflect on what we have heard tonight, and also time to discuss on the future plans. So please, please remain on stage. I would like now the panelists to join. All the panelists. Our moderator, please. Myself, Giselle, also, please come. Thank you very much. Please remain on the stage. I would like now to call all our club members to join. Please, all the club members, join us on the stage. You can carry your awards. No awards? Please, a round of applause for all the KIFC club members. Because without them, we were talking about the ecosystem, and it's very important. They play a very important role in the development of the center. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for Thank you very much for your attention and for being present this evening. Please join us outside this room for some refreshments, some snacks, and we can continue and network outside. Thank you very much. Hiya.